Welcome back to the New My podcast. As promised, this is my reaction to the Real Madrid versus Manchester City game. Well, we were defeated at the Santiago Bernabeu by 2-1, and it was a very bad loss. Okay, that is not to say there are good losses. Okay, but at the end of the day, it is just disappointing. It hurts. It sucks. And for Manchester City, I guess they should be feeling really, really excited. I don't think they did enough for them to get this win, if I'm being honest. If the equalizer was, a little bit of luck, they were fortunate. We kind of ruled out that element of luck in that equalizer, as well as the penalty kick. That was a poor, poor foul to give away if you're Antonio Rudiger. You are a veteran center back, well experienced. All right, you compromise your positional advantage. Haaland occupied that area, got in front of you, which should not have happened in the first place, and you are left with no option but to try to grab him. And once you know, in this age of VAR, they're going to take a look, and it's always going to be a penalty kick. So that was how, we were defeated, plain and simple. But outside of that, I think I like what I saw. I was expecting that back line. Like I said, Fran Garcia, nowhere near that left back. In fact, I don't know why Xabi Alonso even asked him to warm up. And that is my problem with you, Xabi Alonso. And you did exactly what I was expecting with the back line. Valverde at right back, Asensio center back, and Carreras left back. Why did you do it against Celta Vigo? That is the reason why I have been saying Xabi Alonso's problem is Xabi Alonso. And to be very honest, if you got fired, I have no sympathy at all, because this is all on you. You start to win games right from your selection and your formation, right from there. So I'm happy with that flat 4-4-2. Okay, that was the same thing against Bilbao. And after the Bilbao game, I was like, yes, we finally got the direction. All right. And I was just expecting you to keep things that way and just make simple changes. When Trent was injured, Valverde go back to right back. Center backs are injured with Asensio. So just keep it simple. Well, the good thing is, even with an irregular Ceballos, he came on with Chouameni, and that center part of the midfield looked better instead of Arda Güler, because I have been saying that is not Arda Güler's best position. And I think we've all seen it. And the game we played so well against Bilbao, it was Camavinga and Chouameni in that center part of the midfield, and Valverde right, Jude Bellingham on the left. So it was the same thing, aside from the fact that Kylian Mbappé and Camavinga were not present today. So I like the feeling, all right, which was Gonzalo Garcia alongside Vinicius Jr., and then Rodrigo on that right side. It's simple. That is what it means to keep it simple. But you're always, Mr. Scientist, always in the lab trying to experiment something. You kept it simple, all right? And I'm not making excuses, but we were without a lot of very good players. If they were available, it could have been a big problem for Manchester City. Well, who knows? Maybe you will get confused and just, select some kind of, but anyways. But if you're missing a guy like Kylian Mbappé, all right, who is on a very, very good form, all right, unbelievable form, that is a big loss. So again, no excuses, but he's been scoring at least about 90% of our goals recently. So that is a very big loss. And a midfielder like Camavinga, whom we know he's going to step up in big games like these and announce himself like, hey, I'm Camavinga, I'm here. It's a big loss. And you can get to the defense as well. Okay. Trent was not available. Carva was not available. Fela Mendy was not available. Dinhausen, Eder Militao, and David Alaba. So for us to perform the way we did, that is why I'm saying Xabi Alonso is all on you, because ultimately you are the decision maker. You are responsible to make decisions. You own the decision making process. So whatever it is that you should be doing or not doing is on you. And today what I saw also was you were afraid to take Vinny out, because Vinny did not play anything absolutely. And I'm not even going to call him a superstar. And I'm sorry to all you Madridistas who are, over the moon about Vinicius Jr. being a superstar, because I tell you what, in my book, a superstar have to be consistent more than just 2 seasons. I'm talking about 5, 7, 10 seasons bringing in the performance, game in, game out, showing up and showing out consistently. All right. And with no drama. So, I mean, I'm sorry, but yes, those 2 seasons, he knocked on the door. That superstar door, he knocked on it, but he didn't get in. He didn't get in. And not just for Vinny. You know what I mean? So you guys don't just think, oh, I'm being harsh on Vinny. On so many other players right now that they're calling them superstars. No. The players in the past we used to call superstars. You call some of these guys superstars now, compare them to those guys, you will know that with these guys right now are not superstars. So the best we can just do, all right, they're stars. Yes, they are. But otherwise, I think we're just throwing out, that description for any, kind of average player back then, calling them these guys right now, calling them superstars. So I think that Gonzalo Garcia out for Ada Goulet, it didn't make sense to me because Gonzalo Garcia was actually doing what he was supposed to be doing as a striker, playing behind the ball, pressing high, coming back and giving us that effort on defense. Vinicius Jr. was not doing that. And he was losing possession of the ball, making all the wrong decisions in the final third. So at some point, at least bring in Rodrigo to play with Gonzalo Garcia and introduce our super sub Brahim Diaz. Again, I was expecting Rodrigo actually, but it was in that 4-2-3-1 formation. But I'm happy you started Rodrigo because I have been saying I do not understand why Rodrigo, hasn't been playing in that right wing position because at the end of the day, I think he is better than Master Toronto as well as Brahim Diaz. Brahim Diaz is very good as a super sub. That is his strength off the bench. All right. But to trust a kid, 18-year-old kid from a different league coming from South America, all right, over a seasoned Rodrigo, okay, who has been playing in the biggest games at club level was just crazy to me. I don't know if that was the conversation and you two agree on, well, if you don't want to play on the right, I will not play you there. I'll play on the left. And even with that, I'm still going to criticize you, Xabi Alonso, because at the end of the day, you are the one making the decision. So if you look at Rodrigo and you are struggling on the right side, but you can look at Rodrigo and say, listen, Rodrigo, I want to play there because I feel like you can help the team. All right. And then Rodrigo is going to play there. So at the end of the day, this is why it's hard for me to get past, blaming you and blaming these players. Because I tell you what, if anybody is in your lineup and he's not playing well, he's not playing with level of commitment that you want to see, guess what? Take them out. Take them out. Replace them. Plain and simple. All right. It is better for you to make the right decisions and not win a game than for us to feel like, well, there are certain things that you could have done, but you did not do it. And today, I mean, with the players that were available and the performance that I saw, I think, yes, we didn't win, but, I don't really feel super dejected at all, to be very sincere, because Ceballos have not been playing in a very long time. He came on and he played really well and he was tired. You clearly see that the match fitness was not there. All right. But God, Carreras, what an energy, man. What a steam. Valverde, even Asensio. Like, I mean, you got guys that really played well today. Rodrigo, of course, even Gonzalo Garcia. All right. Jude Bellingham. Yes, he missed a very big chance, but with everything overall that he did, I mean, I think I can give him a pass. All right. Because not winning this game today is not really about those missed chances, but it is about you, Xabi Alonso, being able to say, you know what, I think flat 4-4-2 or 4-4-2 diamond is my go-to, but either ways, I think that 4-4-2 just works. All right. You should have been able to, get to that conclusion by now and try to keep a certain selection consistent so that way you can improve the team. But you're rotating selections and formations, then how do you expect the team to go? And that is the reason why much of my blame is on you, Xabi Alonso. And to be very honest, those decisions can be frustrating for players as well. But anyways, I don't think it was a terrible performance. I mean, to be candid enough. So at the end of the day, I think if we were talking about this should be the last straw, should break the comments back for Xabi Alonso. I don't think it is because we're missing a whole bunch of players, and on top of that, I think we put up a performance that looked good. At this point, it is upon Xabi Alonso, which his problems are Xabi Alonso, in the sense to make, just the right decisions. Okay, if you're not playing well, then I'm sorry, but you're gonna get out. All right. If you're playing better, I'm gonna increase your minutes. Those are just the fundamental decisions that need to be made. But let me know what y'all think in the comment section, especially Madridistas. Until then, y'all stay blessed and peace out. Do not forget to like, follow, and share this content so you can help grow this channel together.